Welcome in to this edition of the MISL Weekend Preview. My name's Nicholas Murray, very pleased to be joined by Chris Economides as we take a look ahead to three matches this weekend in the MISL. We start off on Friday night as the Pennsylvania Roar host the Baltimore Blast for the first game in a home-and-home series that concludes on Saturday night at Baltimore Arena. Chris, the Roar are winless so far, the Blast coming off a very nice shutout victory against the Lancers. Is there any way we see a surprise in one of these two games between the Roar and the Blast?
Well, common sense tells you no, but that's why they play the games, as they say. Obviously, Pennsylvania, an expansion team, is going through the normal growing pains, still getting acclimated to the indoor game, still making some of the common mistakes with some of the penalties. But you know what? They're making strides. They'll get Patal Myers back in the lineup. He and Chris Williams, along with Peter Pappas, bring some veteran leadership to the team. We'll see what transpires.
Well, also on Saturday night, we have a renewal of the I-90 derby between the Syracuse Silver Knights and the Rochester Lancers. This one's going to be at the On-Center War Memorial, kicking off at 7 p.m. And the Silver Knights have had their way with the Lancers for the last season and a half or so. 7 straight wins. Can the Lancers break that this weekend?
Well, it really is. That's really one of those, mind-numbing facts. 7 straight wins. Boy, I never thought that, that Syracuse could beat Rochester that many times consecutively. Rochester with new signing that we saw today, Bato, he should help with their struggling offense. Maybe get Doug Miller and Mauricio Salas on track. Let's see if Michelle Millwood is back in the lineup, because obviously they didn't have him last game and they had their first loss of the season. So again, it should be another interesting battle. And again, anytime that these two teams meet, it's always a battle, always a war.
Definitely interesting to see what Bato Radoncic does with Andrew Hoxie out for the Lancers. And Sunday evening, we head to the Midwest as the Missouri Comets host the St. Louis Ambush at 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:10 p.m. Pacific Central Time at the Independence Event Center. Now, the last time these two teams met, we had an overtime game. Stephen St. Louis scored the dramatic winner. But could we see another push for an upset from the Ambush?
I think we will. I think St. Louis has played very well since the loss to the Comets in the second game of the season. Went on a very tough 2-game swinging in Rochester and Syracuse last week. Split there. They've been back home all week long. Anytime that these two teams meet, it's going to be a fierce battle. They're beginning to develop the old Comets Ambush rivalry of the past. It seemed like it hasn't missed a beat so far this season with that. So again, should be an interesting battle there with God knows what may happen.
Well, we hope you'll join us for that game and all of the games this weekend on YouTube. We won't be back next week. We're taking a little bit of a break for the Christmas holidays, but we hope to see you again in the new year. Until then, for Chris, my name's Nicholas. Thanks for joining us.